Hey, what's going on, guys? That's MaxMax24, and for those of you who don't know, I am on TikTok. That's right, I am on TikTok. Alright, and I do this series on there where it's video games that deserve sequels, alright? And there's a lot of parts to it, a lot of them. So I have put them up here on YouTube for your convenience. You can watch them in one quick video. So I hope you enjoy it. If you do, please don't forget to drop a like, comment, subscribe to the friends, all that jazz, all that fun stuff. All YouTubers tell you guys to do. Follow me on social media, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. I open us on Twitter, send on Facebook, barely on Instagram, follow me on Facebook, subscribe to me here. And with that, let's get into the games that deserve sequels. Games that deserve sequels. Let's go. Titanfall 2 is a phenomenal first-person shooter. The multiplayer alone makes this game amazing, but the single player has some of the best story I've seen in a first-person shooter in years. Sadly, EA had this released around Battlefield and Call of Duty, so people were not picking this up, so it didn't do so well in the sales. Wall running, shooting pilots, calling down giant titans is some of the most fun you can have in an online game in like forever. It's a real shame nobody picked this up because it's an amazing title. I have spent countless hours in this game and it deserves a sequel. We need a Titanfall 3, please. Yeah, right now they're focused on Apex Legends, but give me a Titanfall 3, alright? I want to feel the rush of running through combat, being shot at by grunts, being attacked by pilots, only to have my Titan grab me and shove me inside of him and I can run around and blow people up. I want that rush on Titanfall 3. I need that rush. Games that deserve sequels. Let's go. I have no idea why Rockstar has not made a Bully 2 yet, alright? The profits they would get from it would be immense. It wasn't your typical Rockstar game, alright? There was no guns, there was no racing around in cars, there was no freaking huge murder plots and stuff. It was just a story about kids at a boarding school. There was an intriguing story, Rockstar usually makes intriguing stories, and you had to go to class around that. You could be late to class, right? You had to be back in your dorm at a certain time, otherwise you'll get grabbed. There was all these rules. It felt like you were actually at school. But it was so much fun because it was so unique, especially to Rockstar. Rockstar does not make games like this, alright? They make the high-stakes action games. Bully was not a high-stakes action game. Bully was calmer. There was still some action, but it was a good time, and it really deserves a Bully 2. Games that deserve sequels. Let's go! LEGO Dimensions was unlike any Toys to Life game or any LEGO game in general. The toys were actually toys. They could come off the plate and they were actually LEGO minifigures. Unlike Skylanders and Disney Infinity where they were stuck welded to these plates, LEGO Dimensions you could actually take the characters off. The game combined so many franchises. The Goonies, Mission Impossible, Doctor Who, Ghostbusters, Wizard of Oz. You can name it, it was probably in this game. The Toys to Life trend died because of the huge paywall and the amount of time it took to collect all the characters. But if they made a LEGO Dimensions 2 without the Toys to Life factor, it would still be amazing. Just having a LEGO game that combines a bunch of franchises, again, doesn't have to be Toys to Life, they can just be in the base game, would be amazing. They even teased a sequel at the end, or like a year 3 type thing. They teased it at the end, so if they expanded upon that, it'd be great. Games that deserve sequels. Let's go. Empire at War was an amazing Star Wars RTS. You got to control the armies of the Empire or the Rebel Alliance. You could build the frickin' Death Star and blow up planets with it, alright? There was space combat, which is arguably the better option, and there was land combat, and they were both pretty fun. And the mod scene is insane, alright? Republic at War, which is a mod for this that adds the Republic and the Separatists, is a great mod that completely redoes the entire game. There's also other mods that add the First Order, Resistance, the Sith Empire, the Mandalorians, freaking anything you can imagine in Star Wars, there's a mod to add it to this game. So why has no one made a sequel for this, alright? A Star Wars RTS seems like an instant sale, an instant win, alright? Game of the year, so please make another one, or at least remaster this one, please. Games that deserve sequels. Let's go. LA Noire was unlike any Rockstar game before it. Instead of playing as the gun-toting bad guys, you played as the cops. You rose in the ranks from simple street cop to top-tier detective. You had to analyze the very specific facial movements to tell if people were lying to you. There were distinct characters with their own distinct personalities, and that made this game very unique. Yes, it wasn't one of the fastest games, because you had to actually think and meticulously plan every movement and try to figure out and connect all the pieces of the puzzle. But seriously, Rockstar, why haven't you made an LA Noire 2? If you made LA Noire 2 with today's technology, this game would be simply phenomenal. If you have not played Noire, you really should. It's on pretty much any device that you can play video games on. Games that deserve sequels. Let's go. The Sims Medieval was an interesting trial run by Maxis that sadly did not gain the attention it deserves, but I think it was actually a good time. It wasn't like your usual Sims game where you build a family, pick a house and stuff like that, raise kids. It wasn't like that. Instead, you would create specific Sims for specific roles. Like you would create a king, you would create a blacksmith, you would create a knight, and they would have their own little stories. You would have objectives you had to complete to get further along in their story. Now that gameplay loop might not have been the best way to do a Sims game, but I think the setting for Sims Medieval would be a great thing to revisit in another Sims game. Just expand upon the roles and have you actually be able to have families and actually have decisions matter and stuff like that, and I think it could be really good. Just think like the Sims 4 customization in a medieval landscape. That's what we need. If you have never tried The Sims Medieval, you really should though, because it is an experience. Games that deserve sequels. Let's go. Prototype 2 was an open-world sandbox game that had you running around as a frickin' bioweapon. You were infected with this disease that gave you all these abilities, from gliding to impaling people with a giant sword to infecting others to do your bidding. You ran around and caused frickin' chaos, and as you leveled up, you gained new and exciting abilities. Seriously, the abilities just look so cool. The red tendrils flowing through everything was just such a really cool design. I really don't know why they have not made a Prototype 3. Prototype 2 was great. Prototype 1 was even better. If you have not played these games, you really should. They believe they're on Xbox and PlayStation in like a Biohazard bundle, and that's what it's called. You should pick it up, and you'll see why these need a sequel. Games that deserve sequels. Let's go. LEGO Star Wars 3 was the third game in the LEGO Star Wars series, but instead of following the movies, it followed the Clone Wars TV show. The hub world where you selected missions wasn't a cantina like the other two, but instead two ships going at it over a planet. Each ship had its unique characters roaming around, its unique things to do, and it was one of the best hub worlds, I think. You could even have the ships move to different planets, so you have a different backdrop when you flew between the two. There was also land combat where you built up these bases and sent troops to go attack the other bases. It was such a unique thing. It felt like an RTS in LEGO format. I don't know why they've never done it again. Now, the game only covered the first 2 or 3 seasons of Clone Wars, but there are 7 seasons of Clone Wars and 4 seasons of Rebels. Why don't we have a LEGO game focused on all of them? After the Skywalker Saga, it'd be great to get a LEGO Star Wars animated game. Give it to us, please. Games that deserve sequels. Let's go. Deadpool was frickin' bonkers. It felt like you were in a Deadpool comic. You had the voices in his head, you had the narration, you had the frickin' randomest shit going on that would happen and occur, and it was a great fun time. Yes, it wasn't an A-grade game, right? There were problems, there were definitely some problems, but it felt like you were Deadpool, and that's all we needed. It had a couple good laughs, a lot of good laughs. I was laughing hysterically at parts. So the fact they haven't explored doing more games around Deadpool or involving Deadpool just blows my mind. Seriously, like why haven't they? If you didn't get your chance to play this game, you really missed out and you should try to find it somewhere because it was freaking bananas, alright? If you enjoy Deadpool as a character or enjoy the Deadpool movies at all, you'll enjoy this. Games that deserve sequels. Let's go. Alright. So hear me out on this one. Don't click away. The SimCity franchise used to be the definitive city building franchise. Everybody knew it, everybody played it, everybody had it. Some of the greatest city building games are SimCity games. SimCity 4, SimCity 3000, everyone knows them. This game, however, EA took a really weird turn and required online and really limited the city sizes, and that just made it not good. This game had some really good ideas, really good ones, alright? Being able to upgrade individual buildings instead of just buying a whole new one. Like, if you needed more police space, you didn't have to buy a whole new police station. No, you just upgraded the current one and added more garages, heliports, shit like that. So if EA and Maxis were able to take those features, alright, and make a sequel that's better and back to the SimCity roots, I think this franchise could really come back, and I think it deserves a chance. Games that deserve sequels. Let's go! Son of Rome was an Xbox One launch title that sadly did not get the attention it deserved. It was a hack and slash action adventure type game set in the Roman era, and you went on a quest for vengeance. There was heavy mythology themes, realistic themes, there was a fun combat system, and most people just didn't give this game a shot, which is sad. It was one of the few new IPs that Xbox had at launch, yet people just sort of skipped out on it. I think a sequel could do wonders for this, alright? I think it could improve the lore, improve the story, expand everything, make the combat system even better, because what the game had was really impressive. So I think if you took that next level, you could blow our minds, alright? Xbox Series X, Rise Son of Rome 2, give it to me. Games that deserve sequels, let's go. So many people slept on Mad Max, I have no idea why. It's a really good open world action game. The driving was kinda iffy, but the overall scope of the game, the story, the mechanics were just fun. It kind of borrowed the fighting system from Arkham, and you actually felt the weight behind your punches. And you would be driving around, and there'd be freaking storms, you gotta dodge that could destroy your car. There was car combat, running into each other, shooting each other, beating the shit out of each other. There was those typical open world activities like clearing out fortresses, taking towers, and it was just a fun time. You would slowly upgrade these strongholds that you would unlock in the game that would give you new abilities, new scrap, new all this stuff, and it was so cool. There was a bunch of cars you could collect too, and it was the pinnacle Mad Max game. You felt like Mad Max. I don't understand why they haven't greenlit a sequel yet. Alright, it was just great, and the sequel could do so much more, could really expand on it and make it better. Games that deserve sequels. Let's go. Have you ever felt like you wanted to be in one of those cheesy cop movies? Well, Sleeping Dogs was that. You worked undercover with the Triad, and you just had a hell of a lot of fun. There was a morality system where you could choose to be a cop or you could choose to be a Triad member. It was just very interesting. The combat was really fun and let you use the environment to your advantage. You could bash people's heads into frickin' radiators, throw them around. It was so much fun. The open world was nothing special, alright? But that wasn't where the game shined. The game shined in the fun story, the fun combat, and the fun driving. There was also good characters, and just the morality system was really fun. For some reason, people skipped out on it, and I don't understand why. They apparently announced a film adaptation in 2017, but they still haven't made a sequel to the game. Make a sequel. It was great. It was amazing. If you have not played it, go play it. Games that deserve sequels. Let's go. Sunset Overdrive was such a wild open world game that desperately needs a sequel. The movement system, the combat, the open world was just such a great time. This game was just so much fun. You ran around shooting these mutants that were all mutated via a soda pop energy drink type thing, and it was just such a crazy, weird game. It was hilarious, alright? The gameplay was just top notch, okay? If you have not given this a try, you need to. If you are a fan of Marvel Spider-Man, this was made by the exact same people, alright? You have to give it a shot. And when it came out, I believe it was exclusive on Xbox, I believe, but now Insomniac is owned by Sony, so it might be a Sony exclusive if they're ever going to make it. But right now, their focus is on Marvel Spider-Man, and that's okay, but we really don't forget Sunset Overdrive. We need the sequel. Games that deserve sequels. Let's go. Do I even need to say it anymore? Okay? Valve hasn't made a sequel to any of their games. They haven't made a third title for any of their series. Portal is such a fun puzzle series. Nothing beats listening to GLaDOS or Wheatley mock you as you solve all these puzzles with portals. Yes, I'm too dumb to figure it out. I never can finish the games, but they are still such funny games. There's so much you could do with Portal. You've only made 2 games. Only 2. That's barely any for a franchise, alright? And the second one introduced co-op. Co-op. You could solve puzzles with your friends. If you haven't played either Portal game, what are you doing, alright? Where are you? Have you been living under a rock? Because you gotta try a Portal game. You gotta try a Valve game in general, but you gotta try a Portal game. And seriously, Valve, I don't know what you're doing, but make games again, okay? Seriously. Games that deserve sequels. Let's go! So, I'm not a big fan of this LEGO game. I think a lot of it was copy and paste from LEGO Marvel. The open world was copied and pasted, a lot of the mechanics were copied and pasted, but instead of delivering us a unique story, it brought us into the movies. And that made it fun and interesting, alright? Playing through the movies instead of a unique story was a good experience. I'm just surprised we haven't gotten more of it, alright? We have the entire Infinity Saga to play with. Why hasn't LEGO made a game covering the entire Infinity Saga? That is a lot of movies and that would be a lot of missions, so they'd probably split it up, but why can't they? This game covers Avengers and Avengers 2 and storylines in between. Why can't the next one cover everything after that? We need the Guardians of the Galaxy, we need Ant-Man, we need Civil War. That would be awesome in LEGO format. Why hasn't it been done yet? Maybe it's in the works. I'd be surprised if it wasn't. But why don't we have any news about one? Games that deserve sequels. Let's go! Warcraft 3 was an RTS developed by Blizzard that was part of the Warcraft story. Now, if you don't know the Warcraft story, that's World of Warcraft. If you ever played World of Warcraft, that's the Warcraft story right there. It had an in-depth custom mode where you could create custom games, and that's what created the MOBA genre. Alright, Dota came from Warcraft, and that also created League of Legends. So this game was a humongous influence on the gaming industry today. Blizzard went on to make World of Warcraft, which is the most popular MMO, and I'm not saying they should stop it. I love World of Warcraft, but I think we also need a Warcraft 3, right? The Warcraft RTS series is sorely missed. RTS games in general are sorely missed, but please give us a Warcraft 4. It'd be awesome. It'd be really awesome. Games that deserve sequels. Let's go. Disney Infinity was a Toys to Life game that took Disney properties and combined them into one awesome game. You had Star Wars, you had Marvel, you had Monsters Inc., you had pretty much every Disney property you can think of all inside of this game. Yes, it was pricey because it was Toys to Life, but it was awesome. And now the Toys to Life genre is kind of dead at this point, but it'd be awesome if they made a sequel that just wasn't Toys to Life. It was just a simple game. It was a simple game that combined all the Disney properties. It does not have to be Toys to Life. You don't need to do that route. You can just do a normal game. It'd be fun to embark on an adventure with Star Wars, with Marvel, with Disney properties again, alright? And maybe cheaper. It'd be nice if it was cheaper than the Disney Infinity price. If you never picked up Disney Infinity, you really should. I mean, good luck finding it. You gotta go to like secondhand game stores, but still, it was a fun time. Games that deserve sequels. Let's go! The fact that we haven't gotten a My Sims 2 is an absolute travesty. Alright, yes, we have the series, we have My Sims Kingdoms, we have My Sims Agents, we have My Sims Skyers, we have all those, but we don't have a My Sims 2. They've just completely canned the My Sims line, and I don't understand why. My Sims was my childhood. If you didn't play My Sims, you gotta go check it out. It was on the Wii. I don't know if it was on anything else, but I know it was on the Wii. It was a fun little cartoony Sims game. It was weird, different than normal Sims, and it was a lot of fun. You got to slowly build up this town by building houses for people. You get to meet awesome people. You got to craft things. There was My Sims Agents, which lets you run an agency. My Sims Kingdom lets you run around in different kingdoms. The My Sims series was such a good time, and so I don't know why they haven't made more games in the series, alright? The Switch would be a perfect spot to throw more My Sims games. Come on, EA, give me some My Sims, please. If you haven't tried it, go try it. Games that deserve sequels. Let's go. So many of you might not know what Funkies was. It might be before your time, but it was one of the first big Toys to Life games, alright? You got a little white giant figure guy. You would plug him in USB to your computer, and you buy other little tiny figures to plop on his head, and you could play as those figures. It was a lot like a Club Penguin, Webkins kind of thing. You know, you would buy these toys for a lot of money, and then you'd use these figures to unlock certain areas, which was a little iffy, but these characters would unlock certain areas, certain mini games and stuff, and it was just a fun little game. I had a lot of fun characters. I had like a Hawaiian guy, I had like a flower person, I had a lot. My cousins had a lot also. It was a really fun, decent game. And I'd love to see it make a comeback somehow, alright? This is another nostalgia thing, you know, it probably wasn't even that great of a game, but I'd love to see it come back, alright? Maybe a sequel, maybe a remake, something, just a comeback for Funkies. If you don't know what Funkies is, you should go check it out. Go look it up on YouTube right now. Again, it wasn't super advanced, but it was fun. Games that deserve sequels. Let's go. Have you ever wanted to sail the high seas, tell your own pirate story, and live to become a legend? Well, Sid Meiers Pirates was where you could do that. You got to tell your own pirate story and become infamous amongst the high seas. It was so much fun. So why haven't they made a sequel to it? They're constantly churning out sequels to Civilization, but where's the pirate sequel? Where is it? I would love to have it. You could expand upon the systems, make the game longer, make it more in-depth, and it would be so cool, alright? And Pirates, everybody loves Pirates, so who wouldn't buy this game? There are similar games like this, like Windward, but Windward is not as advanced as Pirates, with Pirates actually had you run around as your pirate guy, and it was pretty great. I want Sid Meiers Pirates 2. Give me Sid Meiers Pirates 2. Now, if you haven't played Sid Meiers Pirates, you should go play it. It's on Steam, it's usually pretty cheap. Go buy it. Games that deserve sequels. Let's go. Beyond Earth was a spin-off of the Sid Meier's Civilization series from Firaxis, where instead of running civilizations from throughout history, you ran colonists. You managed colonists as they found this new planet after escaping Earth, and you had to build them up and let them survive and win. It wasn't as advanced as Civilization is. It wasn't as fun as Civilization is. But it still deserves a sequel. It still deserves another chance. There's definitely an audience for a sci-fi Civilization. When this came out, I played Civ 5 a lot more than this. I really did. I just sort of forgot about this. But looking back, I should have played it more because I think it deserves a spot in the Civilization series. But they should really try again because I definitely think there's an audience for a Civ sci-fi game, alright? If they make it good, I think there's an audience. So please just try again. Please. Games that deserve sequels. Let's go. Lego Pirates of the Caribbean lets you play through Pirates of the Caribbean 1, 2, 3, and 4. And it was a good time. It was your classic Lego game, but with pirates. But they should make a sequel. The sequel can do the open world format they have now with the hub worlds, but imagine it on the high seas. You could sail around on your little Lego pirate ship to all little islands, different islands for different movies. It'd be pretty fun. And then you include the 5th movie. You Legofy the 5th movie. Please give me a Lego Pirates of the Caribbean sequel, alright? It'd be pretty awesome. And you could even include the new reboot that's coming out soon with Margot Robbie, alright? It could be like a nice little marketing tool for that, Please make it. Please, Lego, alright? I know you got Star Wars now, and then I hope you have Marvel, but then make a Pirates of the Caribbean 2, okay? Well, there you have it. There are video games that deserve sequels. I really hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you give me a follow on TikTok so you can get all the latest TikToks from yours truly. Or you can wait here until I post a compilation. Alright? Subscribe to me here, follow me on TikTok, follow me on all the social medias, and with that, I hope to see you in the next video.